Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another Gaming with Blockchain. I'm here with Aminu, and we're here tonight to talk about shining and aspects of shining in regards particularly to alien worlds. And I know I've done this in the previous episode, but I know I've been noticing and been getting requests on the details, the actual step by step. How do you go through it? What are the processes to shine? And it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. I think just people are more hesitant because they're not sure of what to do and what they're doing next. And once you do it the first time, it you'll find out it's just simple, simple, simple. But I guess it's always good, especially if English is not your first language, or English is not the first language, then these visual cues and step-by-step guides will help assist in this tutorial and give people a little bit more confidence in the process. And what's so unique about doing the shining and is important to understand as well is because this is probably the new format moving forward for a lot of NFT assets and NFT holders. Any new developers, any new development, what are ways to bring more value to an NFT? And this is one of these new features. It takes excess stock out of the circulation. That's one, but then it creates a new rarity class because now you're creating a new card. So it's becoming popular. You'll start to see it in more formation moving forward. I would imagine before the year of 2021 is ended, there'll be practically will do some kind of upgrade, some kind of enhancement to the NFT. Now we're here on the Unbox Alien Worlds. That's the page you'll have to be to do your shine. But I want to first show you the grid. This is the popular grid that's there, so you can understand the dynamics in regard to Alien Worlds itself. So to the far left column, you'll have the four levels. Even though it shows three, there's four levels of process. So you're starting with your base level, which is stone. So all the NFTs that you receive, even if you buy them in a pack, for the most part they're stone. You can see those information in the details, and it'll tell you what the level is. After that, you can stone up to gold. You can stone up from gold to stardust, and from stardust to antimatter. The thing you have to also watch for, if you can see from the top row, and it has the rarity class, not all rarities can shine up to antimatter. You can see that abundant stops at gold, common stops at stardust, and then everything else beyond that, from rarity to mythical, can go straight to antimatter. Then as well, in these columns or these charts, you can see that each shine has a particular cost in trillium. And remember, trillium is the in-game currency. So you have that trillium in your wallet. Then you have the four cards of the identical level and rarity and name. So it has to be the same name too. You can't have, let's say, a shovel with a saw. All those have to be similar. And then you can shine your item up. So now we're going to go through it. We're going to go through the process. And like I said, hopefully the steps will be a little more clear and help everybody understand what has to happen. So first thing you want to do is that I'm going to log in. I'm on the site. I'm just going to log in, and I'm going to log in with my Wax Cloud. Is going to say select that. I'm going to say yes and confirm. Make sure I'm using my regular account. Confirm it again, and now I'm in. I'm in my asset hold on unboxing in alienworlds.io.inventory. I'll have that all in the show notes as well, and I'll have another follow-up guide in a publication to help again just kind of solidify the process. And once you, again, I'll guarantee once you have it, it'll be like back of your hand. You won't have to really reference that once anymore. But I do love it if you leave your comments and share and follow as well. So I'm in the unbox. I'm in my inventory class right now. You always want to make sure you're in inventory. I'm in the cards rather than packs, so I'm in the single NFTs at this point, not any of the pack system. And now to simplify this, I know the cards I'm going to actually shine in this process are two rares. So to simplify my search, I'm going to click the rares, and I'm going to click tools. You cannot do any weapons or fighters yet. That's coming, but the process will still be the same. This process will be in fact quite similar. The cost may be different, the classes may be different, but still the minimum requirement of 4 of the same like will be the base point. So now I'm going to select tools. So now I'm going to go for tools that I know I anticipated that I'm going to shine. So I know I was going to shine the Draxo axe. So I'm going to select that. And then it's going to tell me, okay, I want to shine. I'm going to select shine. Now you can see from here, it's going to say very much right there, I'm going to go from stone to gold. So I have that. It's going to cost me 1,000 trillium. I have to choose 3 more cards to do so. So I already have this selected. You can see the mint numbers here and that mint number is there. So that's already in place. I just have to now select 3 more. So I'm going to select this one, select this one, and you can see the numbers pop up there in the bottom underneath the original count, and I'm going to select that one. So now I have all 4 that's in place, and then I'm going to start to shine. And this is the part where I say that right now, just watch the volume because it can get pretty loud. Sometimes you can do it in game, but I try to minimize this as much as I can, and every time you reset it changes, it turns off. So I'll try to update this when I do my editing. So here we go. I'm confirming the transaction because again it's a transaction that's going on the blockchain. I'm going to approve this transfer. So I'm taking 4 of my NFTs that I had in my inventory. I'm converting them all, which they're basically being burnt to no longer exist, to convert now to a 1 gold. And you can see the time was 4:20. So there you go. This has now been shined. The charge time now is 400. Previously it was a 420 charge, and now it's a 400 charge. And so that is reduced by 20. Now I think also, if I do a comparison after, I think I got an increase by 1 of each of these multipliers, but we'll do a comparison in a second. So we know here, if you remember this, we have a 400 in time, we have a 2, a 3, and a 6 for our multipliers, and we'll do a comparison later on. And I think those are the factors that kind of change depending again on the rarity. So we're going to do this one more time. So now I have it shined. It's in my process. It's been eliminated. I no longer have the regular large capacitor. I only had 4. So now that is all I can do. We're now going to go look at the next tool I was going to shine, which will be now the large capacitor. And click that. If you look at this now, it has 20, 0, and 3. The price point, the charge time was 1440 in seconds. I'm now going to shine this. The same process would be requested that, it's going to cost 1,000 trillium. It's going to go to gold. I have to select 3. It has already pre-selected number 83. I'm going to now select these other 3 here. Okay, and I'm going to start shining again, pretty loud, and I'll let the process go, and I want to try to talk over it. So now you can see this time hasn't changed here, but this amount has moved. So that from a 20, it's gone up to 21. The POW, which is the bottom left, is 0, and the luck is at 4. So we can do these comparisons in a moment, just so we can see what changes. So it's not always just time, which in the previous episode I had mentioned time seems to be the only factor, but clearly that's not the case. That really depends on the type of the NFT it is, and what you are shining. So let's take a look. Let's go to some inventory. because now we know we have the large capacitor and the Draxon axe. So just gonna go open up another page in Atomic Hub. And we're going to do now a quick search. And these are the ones that haven't been shined. And you can see it was a 1, a 3, a 6, and 420. Our new shine gave us a 2, a 3, and 6, and 400. So we increase our opportunity to receive Trillium. So we increased that by 1. We've reduced the time to get it, but our luck and our difficulty hasn't changed. So you can see that sometimes these variables can be beneficial depending on how frequently you want to change how much Trillium you're looking to receive. So this increases the chance of Trillium, which is the top left, and that has been boosted by 1. The time to do it has been reduced by 0.20 seconds, and the difficulty and the luck hasn't changed. So now let's take a look at the large capacitor. Oops. Now see what we had before. So you can see we have one that has been, I'm not sure if this has been minted to gold. So you can see here, if you catch it in the screen, I'll do a quick, this is the one I have right now, and this is what is now in place. So I minted one, it gave me a mint number of 40. I go to this one here, you could see, if it's not too clear, I'll zoom in, and you can see here this is a 20, 14, 40, 0, and 3. So what we increased this by 1. That's the only thing changing this factor. So in this one, the one I just created, that jumped to a 4 actually. So the luck went up. The amount of luck of Trillium went up, but the time has not. So you can tell it's just random what could happen in terms of the options to gain where. So if you looked at the previous factors here, we had some templates. We had somebody who now went to Stardust with their large capacitor, and you can see in that number they increased by 2 the time. Let's take a look. If you could look at some features here, and we don't have those features, but the time you could tell pretty neat. It's about 1350, so the time dropped, but only the luck of the mining power increased. So the next level up, which was this, I believe was Stardust level, though that's the only feature that increased at that point. Let's go back and see if we have somebody who went to antimatter. Let's see. Let's go down. I think this is our antimatter. Large capacitor. Whoops, sorry. Shine's X dimension. So yes, antimatter X dimension, probably the highest level. And that now brought in a boost of 24 and a ease of 240. So then, yeah, so 40 in the luck, 240 in the ease, which is the mining ease, which is the top left. The delay is still 1440, but it doesn't show that here. So something's changed. And difficulty is still 0. So let me see if we can do a little quicker look. So interesting enough, that didn't change there either. So depending on the level you're going to, you can see where some of the asset values or the key indicators will shift. So it's just one of those things that you really want to look into. And here's an antimatter. This antimatter hit 22. The difficulty, they got a 1 for the difficulty, so they got an ease of difficulty of 1. Their mining is at 22, their luck is at 40. So you can tell that all these are all completely differently and dynamically at a different stage. So you have your gold, excuse me, you have a stardust, you have antimatter, and then you have your X dimension. And then you have the standard, which is stone. So right here in this screenshot here, you can see the whole level for the rarity type. Remember the rarity, which was the blue. I'll put it back on that grid. Oh, there we go. This grid here, that rarity, which is the center blue column, this is what's displaying right now. This is all the shines that are there. So you can see that, and then the mining power and the mining technique and how you merge them with other mining tools play out differently for this particular tool. So I hope, like I said, I know this was a very brief episode, but I just wanted to go through the steps and showcase these little details so that it is something moving forward will be pretty easy. It is pretty easy. It's just like I said, I think people need a little bit more visual assistance, and this way this helps provide that. And if you like it, please go ahead, send me a shout out, put a follow, put a note, anything else that you're probably kind of questioning. Will try to do my best to put in some updates from there. So until then, we'll talk again, and have yourself a good day. Take care. Cheers.